Hello, and welcome to episode 63 of the Extreme Hardware Podcast. Today, we are joined by a pretty full crew, and we'll start going down the list, starting with Axifer.
Bonjour.
We've got Frickfrock.
Hello.
We've got Alex.
Hola.
We've got the mysterious Bad Bull returning again.
Hello.
And we've got Jack.
Hello, everybody.
Jack has a gorgeous new microphone.
Acknowledging me?
Well, we were going to wait until you interrupted. We've also got Chris, and I'm Simmons. So
yeah, I'm drinking podcast juice because my friends are drinking podcast juice, and I'm susceptible to peer pressure. This is what the cop who did Dare for me said not to do, but I'm doing it anyway because fuck 12, I guess. I don't know.
You know what's really funny about that is like there's only like 3 of us here who actually know what Dare is.
Oh yeah, that's true. Right, because most of you are foreigners. Yeah.
Wow, that's
so for people.
What Dare is. Come on.
For people who aren't
Americans whine about it all the time.
Yeah. For people who aren't Americans, Dare is a program where a cool cop shows up to your school and tells you about how bad drugs are. And it's so bad at teaching kids about the dangers of drugs that it actually increases drug use.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's why I started getting addicted to PCP.
Jack, you did recreational Benadryl.
No. We should probably not include that.
No, it's fine. Jack's editing. He's free.
Yeah. So we're actually having a pretty intense pre-show conversation about keyboards, and we're just going to carry it into the actual recording. So this all started because Axie is looking to get a new keyboard. Is that correct?
Yeah, I need to replace my old Ducky that has some old site branding on it from a certain locking over site.
Yeah,
like
what was it actually? It is
They come in MX Blacks. I've also got one I left in South Africa by mistake.
DK 1008.
I can't believe you just gave that to Eric after Frick and I combined like $75.
No, what do you mean? What do you mean I just gave it to Eric? I didn't give it to Eric.
I thought that's what happened. I thought Eric was in possession of it.
No, it's just sitting somewhere in my old bedroom.
Oh, well, okay then.
I said that as a joke because I knew it was upset.
Well,
that was
it
like
worked,
3
and now
years
you
ago.
look like an ass on live internet.
No, like what I gave him was a really, really old Apple Pro display. So I had like 3.
Was it the one with the bug squished under the screen?
No, that was my personal monitor.
Oh, okay.
The Apple Pro display, it was like one of those 2004 ones. And it was just yellow because of how damaged what's that tube? The white tube thingy that makes the white light behind the monitor was just damaged.
The bulb?
The backlight?
Yeah, but it's like a CCFL or something.
Yeah, CCFL.
Yeah, it's a backlight.
Yeah, it's a bulb.
It's
not an LED
long boy bulb. It's
it.
like a sausage bulb.
Ooh.
Sure.
Yeah, it's basically a neon tube, but less fancy.
Sausage.
Yeah.
Old cathode.
So, yeah, I guess...
So my opinions on mechanical keyboards, anything but green or blue is bad.
Yeah, you bought 2 blue keyboards recently that were the same one because you're an idiot.
Yes.
And for anyone listening, we're not talking about the color of the keyboard.
When I've been told, anybody that uses a blue keyboard in an office environment is sort of like the biggest dickhead.
Oh,
dude,
no, I could go one step further. I had an old Model M that I used in my keyboard at my last job, or I used as my keyboard at my last job, and I made so many people angry.
Dude, when I was doing computer classes at high school, I took my Cherry MX Blue keyboard with me every day that I had that class, and I just plugged it into the computer.
Jesus Christ.
Well, the teacher was a cool guy, so he didn't get mad at me.
But everybody in the class did, and you didn't care.
Yeah, they thought my Lego brick escape key was cool. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's actually
maybe not cool, but they were nice about it to my face, if nothing else.
So just to give you an idea of the subhuman species of people that MX Blue users are, I'd like to share with you. No, I'd like to share with you a group of keyboards dedicated specifically in MX Blues.
Oh gosh,
these are called Datamancer keyboards. Go ahead and show these.
Oh, I'm familiar with these guys. Yeah,
let's take a look at some of the hideous. Oh, and definitely talk about the
typewriter styled.
Talk about the prices.
God,
they're all MX Blues,
these.
and they're
$900.
hideous. hideous.
Well, because there was a period of time when people were really into like those custom like fake typewriter aesthetic mechanical keyboard keycaps, and then Datamancer comes around, and they've been around for several years now at this point, and they're like, okay, yeah, we're just going to make artisan keyboards.
That's disgusting and illegal and a crime. And
this looks like this is for Gen Xers who are really into steampunk.
Dude, it's the way. Look at this keyboard, and you look at this, and you tell me you paid $1,300 for that. You tell me you paid $1,300 for this.
Ooh, this looks really nice. I actually like that white.
Oh, you mean the that's not
one too many.
Yeah, that's not even related to the Datamancer stuff.
I know. I'm trying to change the topic. Because,
or the one that I'm looking at.
So I think that would actually be quite nice for Tiffany.
Yeah,
I want to do like an all white type build for her.
No, I got so the first mechanical keyboard that I got was it's got a white case and black keycaps, and I don't know. I just like the look of a white keyboard, if only because it contrasts all of like the other black electronics sitting on my desk. Mm-hmm. It's fun. It's a fun change.
I did like I still have my original Philco Magitouch 2, which has MX Reds, but the shift buttons double bounce and sometimes just don't activate.
Yeah.
So that's why I went back to my my Ducky, which has MX Blacks. But now that I'm working from home full time, it's too loud of a keyboard to be able to type on while in meetings. That's why I was looking at something new, and I was looking at Browns originally on that the newer Ducky one, the Ducky 1.2, and I'm looking at that RGB pudding keycap one because I don't know, something about those pudding keycaps. I know they're ugly, but something about them just looks nice. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, actually, have you considered buckling springs at all? Or used them?
I'd have to try one again in a while, and that's the shitty thing about living as far north as I do, even further than Alex, is that I can't even go somewhere to try them. I'd have to literally convince you to send one to me to try it.
Right. Well, I mean, I live close enough to Lexington. I could do some robberies. I guess burglaries. I have used Simmons's Unicomp keyboard, and my thoughts on it are that it is basically identical to Cherry MX Blues as far as feel goes. The only difference is that you get a click on the way down and a click on the way back up.
Is there like a modern equivalent to the Model M?
Yeah,
not a modern reproduction. I mean, like a keyboard like the Model M with just modern design.
No, because buckling springs really gone the wayside. So the only manufacturer that's doing it is Unicomp, because basically the story with Unicomp is they purchased all the tooling and the entire factory and the license.
I don't think they purchased the tooling. I think they had the tooling.
That's fair. Yeah.
It's like a spinoff of the original company. I don't remember the exact details, but it was
they basically own all the original manufacturing equipment for those keyboards.
Yeah.
And it's pretty damn close. Like the only discrepancies between like a classic Model M and the modern ones is you can see, like, if you do like a side-by-side comparison, you can see where some things are a little bit more rounded off than they used to be. The keycaps are not nearly as high of quality as they used to be, but it still feels really good.
Yeah. It's it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. It's one of those things where, like, I don't think it's going to be profitable at any point ever. It's just such a niche product to redo the molds and get new ones that are like higher quality, which sucks. But I don't know. I don't want to say I understand. I understand it. I just hate that it has to be that way. Because like it's not going to be worth the cost for high quality tooling. And yeah, they can get low quality tooling, but at that point, what's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think though that like the only changes that they've really done is that I think they're native USB now.
They are. Yeah.
And they have like slightly altered molds so they can have like Windows keys. Mm-hmm. They actually announced a new model. It was the old IBM Super Saver that I think they're reproducing now.
Yeah, is that the one that had the full F24 suite?
Super Saver? No, nice. That was supposed to be small. Hang on, IBM Face Oh, here we go. It's the classic space-saving keyboard, the SSK. They're doing a reproduction of that with the Windows keys and stuff. Like, just modern stuff. It's really close enough to the same.
No. I found what I was referring to. It's the Unicomp PC122. That's the full F24.
Hell yeah.
I'll post that in here. Well, yeah. This thing is fantastic, and I think you can actually order special order through them to get a native PS2 keyboard from them.
Oh, okay.
I'll buy that.
Yeah,
$114. Dude, that color scheme will never go out of style. I don't care what anyone says.
I agree. I mean, I have the black housing one, but I don't. That was just me making a purchase, and it was like $10 off when I got it. Honestly,
I like that black housing though. Again, it's kind of like my keyboard. You get a nice contrast between the black and the white, except this time it's black case, white keycaps.
And they also didn't BS around, because with the USB controller, it's literally just that generic USB keyboard driver. So it's just compatible with everything.
It's just a USB HID because it doesn't need to be anything more than a USB HID.
Honestly, I would say it is the best keyboard of our current generation.
So I looked up, so here's something for you. I looked up how much people are buying old IBM model keyboards for. And they're going for around $100 to $320.
Yeah,
used.
Yep.
Yeah, they used to be super cheap, but then people figured out how good they are, so now they're expensive. Oh my god!
Holy hell! The new Model M comes with Norwegian language.
Yeah.
Model M F2 Space Saver clicky keyboard from 1987, 58 bids, $320.
Babel, this these keyboards are as generic as they get, and they are trying to support as wide a market as possible.
Dude, a cable sold for $40. A coiled wide cable sold for $40.
Yeah,
this is collector stuff. Yeah, I guess it's like there was a time where you could just see these things in Goodwill. It's like $10 for a little keyboard. Yeah, it looks like crap, but you can clean them up. I've never spotted one. All of my Goodwills are just full of 30-pin iPod docks.
I remember back in 2013, back when I was really early in the DIY PC space, I saw a bunch of them at my Goodwill, and eventually, and they were only listed there for $5.
Nice,
because it was a Goodwill. No, I didn't, because I didn't know better. I didn't get into mechanical keyboards until 2015. And by that point, I was looking for Nerf guns instead of mechanical keyboards.
It was too late. The damage was done. Once you get into it, there's two obsessions that are always connected: headphones and keyboards. If you're obsessed with one, you're going to be obsessed with the other.
Mm-hmm. I had an IBM Model M at one point. I didn't know what it was, so I threw it away.
Yeah, no, honestly, I don't think they're any better than Cherry MX Blues. That's my opinion. Maybe MX Greens, I'm not quite sure the spring weight is, but as far as feel goes,
I would say
in my case for something quiet though.
Just
type away on
now.
No, Model M's are louder than Blues.
Is brown a decent option for what I'm looking for?
So my recommendation, if you're going that route, is probably go KBT Browns, if you can get your hands on them.
Yeah.
Because
that's tough right now. There's a lot of keyboards just not available right now.
Well, because, and the reason why I say that, because Alex is going to come in here. He's going to absolutely just smack crap on Cherry MX Browns, because admittedly they are a inferior key switch. It's mushy. The bump's not great. Cherry MX Clears are infinitely better, but they're fatiguing for me. And KBT Browns
also,
are
they're just hard to find.
Yeah, that's true. But KBT Browns, for me, they have a similar feel to Clears, but they have the same weighting as just standard Browns. So it just is a much better feeling keyboard. The only complaint I have about my one KBT Brown keyboard is that the retention, or the balancer clips for the spacebar, jank. So you have to do a little bit of modification so the spacebar doesn't stick.
So New York Magazine, Normies, a big group of normie journalists, just released a list of the top 8 best mechanical keyboards. I haven't heard of the top 3 at all. Novell Keys, NK65, Canon Keys, Benkeiko 60, and a Yunzi SK64S.
Frick.
Yeah.
How many of those have affiliate links attached to them?
All of them.
There you go. They're not the best keyboards at all.
Oh god, this is the worst article. Okay, this one does look kind of sick. This Dimiga Rise one. Okay, this looks insane. Look at that.
I would never buy that.
This looks insane.
Wow, I hate that, and I want it to go away. That's like 60%, but without any of the benefits of 60%.
I'm going to put
like
this on.
that one too has some
function
keyboard.
keys.
No, dude, it's one of those keyboards that's ergonomic. Those ergonomic keyboards are always like split down the middle, and they're like focused on speed and stuff like that.
Oh, is this one of those keyboards that splits in half?
I think
it
so.
looks like it's got the split.
Yeah,
between
it
6, 7,
uses-
TY.
It's got two cables on it.
B to
Yeah.
N.
I've never heard of these switches. It uses Kayla Speed Copper switches.
speed coppers aren't bad. I'm just not a fan of linear switches.
What? Who's whining?
That
I
was
hear a sad dog.
I think it's whiskey. Actually, Amy sent a picture in general, and you should open the door.
Oh,
Let whiskey in, you monster. How
looks so
dare
tubby
you.
in that picture. Oh my
He
god.
is so rotund. I love him. I want to like get whiskey on the floor, and I'll just like roll him around, and he'll be my friend. Sad whiskey.jpg save.
Yes, whiskey is a giant needy balloon.
Yeah, but he's a cute needy balloon.
so yeah. Actually, I guess going back to like recommending you a Switch. What is your opinion on your Switches? Have you tried them?
I
have, and I have nothing against them. Like, it's mostly for typing, so, but I have a heavy finger, so
You want a stronger spring then? Yeah. Honestly, I'd probably say if you can get your hands on clears, you'd probably like those a lot. If anything, go for like Cherry MX Blacks if you can find those.
I got blacks right now, but they're too loud.
No, if they're too loud, MX Brown's about as loud because the loudness from blacks is you bottoming out the key.
Correct.
Like that's the same with browns. It's going to be as loud. Like browns were barely any quieter than blues. You just don't get that click, and that click because of its higher frequency. I think people associate that it is just overall much louder.
I was going to say, did you ever get a chance to experience the Cherry Silence, Alex? They feel like rubber dumbs.
Why would you want them then?
Well, so the idea, because everybody complains about mechanical keyboards are too loud. So so people
just get reds.
Well, that's the thing is, like, if you're a heavy-handed typer, you're going to bottom out the switches, and it's going to be loud from the clacking of the switch against the bottom of the throw, essentially. So what Cherry decided that they were going to do was, we're going to just put like a little silicon damper on the bottom of the switch. So like it hits the actuation point about halfway down in the throw, and then at the very bottom is just mush.
Gross.
Oh, it's
that's
awful.
just like. Isn't that just O-rings? That's just O-rings, but like built into the switch. That's
basically, yeah.
Ew,
yeah.
That's
I did the O-ring mod, or tried it on my Philco with the Cherry MX Reds, and it helped a little bit, but yeah, it made just the actual bottom of it just inconsistent with when the key actually pressed sometimes.
Oh yeah.
It was just
did you have to break it in? Was it better once you used it more?
I tried, yeah. Like that was my office keyboard when I was still working like 50 hours a week in the office just typing reports.
No, honestly, my go-to office keyboard when I had to bring in my own was a $2 Dell rubber dome keyboard that I got at a church auction at some point.
Yeah, but you can't bring in like fun.
Well,
USB
no,
devices.
only because I'm a very, very heavy-handed typer anyway. So like that was the quietest that I could go.
Oh, yeah. The thing is with the mechanical Cherries, at least, is the thing is I prefer to have a keyboard that the bump tells you exactly when the key has activated,
and that's why I like click keys and
that's why
Cherries have not been that consistent for me. Like especially the clears, the actual actuation is a bit after the notch.
Honestly, I would say
I have to click them further in than what it feels like to actually get activation. And that's why buckling springs are so good, because the clicky thing is the actual switch activating.
Yeah.
Instead of just a plastic bit interacting with something else.
I don't think that's precisely accurate, because they technically use they're technically rubber dome keyboards. It's just like a weird button on top. But yeah, no, like as soon as the spring collapses, that's when it actuates. Because like I've seen like some detailed animations of like Cherry MX Blue sliders, and it's like it's slightly off.
Mhm.
You can like tell in how it works mechanically. It's ever so slightly off, and actually, there have been like some days where I managed to like just get into a rhythm, and it's like, yes, I can press this key multiple times without unclicking it.
But yeah, that's why blues are pretty nice, because once you feel the bump, it's the spring in it has slid the
Honestly, I'm a
part through.
big fan of the Kale clicky switches, especially the heavier Kale clickies. Like I mean, they just feel so much more consistent to me. I'm just not a fan of the clicky keyboard, so I just enjoy using it when I have the opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I said my bit.
Yeah, all right.
Do you progress to the next one?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's actually start with the news.
Yeah. hey, we can all talk about keyboards, so that works out. Going into our first real article. So I'm going to have Jack just take this one away. Intel enhancing photorealism enhancement.
Sure. Yeah, let me load that up.
Okay.
Yeah. Intel did things with stuff to make game look better. That's pretty much it.
They do be making games look better, though.
Okay, so the photorealistic one, GTA 5 to Cityscapes, looks like it's filmed from, like, it's a screenshot from The Matrix, because it's very green.
Yeah.
It looks like a Russian dash cam.
It's taken from film parts in Germany, so yeah.
Yeah, they overlaid basically like cloudy Germany over like sunset fictional Southern California.
Well, now,
so it's not going to look ideal.
Would you actually play a game like that if you could play the original GTA 5?
No, I wouldn't.
Exactly.
I would not.
What all that video did, all this experiment did, was show the importance of art direction. You can have the best photorealism in the game, but if your art direction is trash, it's going to be unappealing.
Yeah, and like the thing with AI is there is no art direction. Like there's no human involved in this. Somebody writes parameters that an algorithm fills in.
You can decide the training data.
Yeah.
I mean,
and the training data for this specific game was completely wrong choice.
Yeah, I was gonna say like my biggest criticism about this, because clearly these are just like photos to make a point. There might be is there a video to go on with this? I don't think there is, but
there's a video. There's a video.
Oh,
I think the main issue with it is the camera that they used in the real world. I think was too low resolution, because the roads look really smooth, and it just looks like one of those. It looks like someone put a texture mod for GTA 4.
Also,
it just looks like security camera footage.
Yeah. And I was going to say, like, there's significant artifacting around all of the cars that they're using in the processing.
Take a look at the traffic lights as well. If you look at the second picture right below the video, take a look at the crosswalk sign. It's like got a blue halo around it.
Oh,
except it's an orange light. Let's see, what else is there? The reflections of the car look odd and artifacted.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, those red lights are like green.
Like the cars look like one of those low quality, high resolution
dash cams,
8K fucking
looks like
graphics 2021.
Yeah.
Like the one part of the rendering pipeline and so on for the deep dive is part of it removes the artificial Mercedes badge that is in the
okay, well, if you look at one of the pictures, it's the first one that... Oh, here we go. Translating GTA 5 to Mapillary Vistas. This one doesn't look like it's filmed through green goo, but it doesn't really look all that different. It doesn't look more realistic. It just looks like it's been recolored.
Yeah, it's too vibrant again.
I don't know what the difference between this and like an Instagram filter are. I don't know what the meaningful difference is there.
I mean, I think it's an interesting idea that they're trying to do like AI processing to make a different effect. And this is a interesting proof of concept. It has a long ways to go, though.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't actually like the idea of using AI to recolor stuff. There's like a ton of issues with like doing like AI generated recolors for like historical photos, like old black and white photos. For example, some of them will take a look at cars and will give them these like very vibrant colors because the only thing that looks like those cars in its training data are hot rods. That's the only like examples of those cars, or most of the examples of them anyway, that are available in color. There was one really fucked one where somebody was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to retouch these like famous photos of people about to get executed by the Khmer Rouge," and like one of the things that this filter did was made the women who were about to get shot to death smile. And there was like some justification given, like, "Oh well, you see, women are Alex, fix your fucking echo. Women are much more likely to smile in the presence of a captor as like a stress response." And it's just this kind of like,
oh no,
women skull bumps make them do this.
Yeah,
Alex, fix your fucking echo.
I'm shouting, you dickhead.
Chris, stop it, Jesus.
I'm going to take it back on topic here and just point out, just for our listeners, that this isn't recoloring the image. This is automatically segmenting the things in the original game by identifying what they are and then rebuilding it. It's fully synthesized. It's not just putting a filter over it. It's remaking it.
It's what I was about to say. It's a completely new rendering pipeline that doesn't work like anything else we've had previously. And the interesting thing about it is that you can use, like in the other article that's linked, that you can use very different training starting data from what you see in the
you could use different training data, and you could also like be rendering this on an Intel, I don't know, Haswell integrated graphics at low resolution that just happens to have tensor cores or something, and then it rebuilds it into ultra quality graphics. It doesn't need a high resolution input.
Here's the thing. It also completely ignores the developer's like art direction. It completely ignores like
the developer could make their own data set.
They could, but are they really? That really counts on this taking off, which it probably won't. And then we're just left with like what is going to be similar in concept to all of those GTA 4 mods that make the game look better by not touching the texture resolution and just oversaturating things and making the cars super glossy.
I've personally talked to at least 2 developers in like graphics research who are working on game engines that just use AI to draw the things instead of ray tracing so this is going to be a thing.
Okay, and that means modern games are just going to be whatever a computer thinks looks good.
It's going to be imagined.
But that also means there's again, like very little human input. Oh, the corpses are piling up in my city again.
The cool thing about this, it ran at like 15 to 20 FPS or something, which is really impressive for what it is.
It is.
Yeah. Here's the other thing, Chris, is like, yes, this is one way to just handle like a photorealistic kind of game. Like that's the idea that they're trying to put out there. Not every game's going to look like that because you're going to have a lot more like cartoony style games. Like, you know, you got your Apex Legends, you've got your Fortnites and your stuff along those lines that are still going to exist. This is just it looks like this is just another way to do some sort of semi-realistic output.
Okay, but that leads to other issues because, well, who's determining how it looks photorealistic?
Well,
because suddenly this AI is doing things like giving blue
You're acting like that this is a complete black box and that there's no parameters that can be tuned.
No, Jack, that's what it is. It is a black box. Most algorithms are like that. You set your parameters and then it does something and you don't necessarily understand what's going on inside.
Okay. I understand where you're coming from now, but I don't expect this to be utilized in that way. as this kind of technology will eventually take off, because it will. Like, this kind of stuff makes a lot of sense in terms of like mega companies trying to just pump out as many crappy products as possible. Like, that's where I especially see this being utilized.
Yeah, I see it being used on, like I said, like if a game engine and the game is developed from the ground up to be using this, then you just need a processor that could do the machine learning part really quick, but you could have a crappy rasterizer. You could have a really cheap chip doing this and having great looking 4K graphics. It's a way to get good graphics in everyone's hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, depending on how it's implemented, in something like the GTA example, you could now have multiple data sets on the fly for like different weather types or different time of days, different lighting types, like, you know, like your red light district versus Las Vegas versus just out in the countryside where it's just all moonlight. You could just apply different lighting and time of days to whatever atmosphere you want to, without having to do all the extra calculations and global illumination and ray tracing and all that fun stuff that is costly.
Mm-hmm. I would like to see what a game developed from the ground up would look like for this, because I'm just picturing like cars just being, you know, cubes driving around if you look at the rasterized view, but then you look at the actual render output. No, this actually looks like a Ford Escort or something. You know, it looks real.
Honestly, I see the first application is going to be sports games.
I feel like the first game that implements this is going to be really impressive for the first few hours. But as you look at it more and more, you're going to start to see all of the flaws and all of the weird patterns that the AI generates.
Basically Fortnite, then.
Well, no. Not really.
He's just saying a roundabout way of calling Fortnite it bad. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That somehow made Siri activate for me.
You said Fortnite and you summoned it.
Let's see.
So, moving on to our next article. So this one was posted in the forums by Avocado. A modder proves that NVIDIA RTX 2080 Ti can support 22 gigs of GDDR6 memory. So from what I'm reading in the TechSpot article, he basically did hard mods to add in additional memory modules, and he also had to custom build the VBIOS for this, and it technically worked. There's no details in this article on if it actually performed well, but you know, the GPU posted and it detected correctly, so that's something.
Well, that's a good sign, but also, I mean, yeah, because like NVIDIA did make the Quadro RTX 8000, which was 48 gigs of memory in clamshell mode, which means it was using the same density chips. So like, it'll definitely support it. It's just a matter of like making the BIOS work. Oh wait, there's also the Titan RTX, which was the same thing as this, but yeah. There's the only reason NVIDIA isn't making these is because they don't see a market for it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think it's just kind of neat. I like seeing these hard mod experiments that people end up doing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I think like for like a long time, people have been saying there's unpopulated memory spots on this. I wonder what happens. And now I guess people are doing it. It's really cool.
They're swapping out chips entirely, I think.
Yeah, it's this
both
from Evolution, like that, from the 3070 that was upgraded to 16 gigabytes.
Yeah,
right.
And the interesting thing about this one is it's a 2080 Ti that has GDDR6 modules put on it.
Right.
Oh, they're not. Did that use 5X originally?
Let me check.
What's Tech Power Up say?
They don't, which is the problem.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, if that's just GDDR6, then that's so
the 2080 Ti did use GDDR6.
Oh, okay.
So they just doubled the density.
Yeah, I think GDDR 5X was like Pascal only as a stopgap before GDDR6X. or GDDR6 regular, excuse me.
Right.
And so basically, this is just a less impressive version of the 3070 upgrade.
Yeah. And I would say it's more of a proof of concept more than anything else. It's just like, hey, it is actually possible to do this kind of thing.
I mean, they're all JEDEC standard chips, so I would hope so. Oh, there's crimes going on at my merry-go-round.
For context, he's playing City Skylines.
Yeah, I'm just going to screenshot this real quick fast. The carousel in the middle of Big Poop Park, which is the park in the middle of Big Poop Lake, which is where all of the untreated sewage goes into.
So
having some problems.
Moving on to our next topic.
There's a dead guy in there the other day.
We've got leaks for Google Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro.
Wow, a phone. I'm going to mentally check out now.
So I have no idea about this at all. Does it have square sides?
No,
it's rounded.
Well, not the renders, at least.
Yeah, and it was like in their renders, they've also got curved glass. Now, the thing that I'm trying to figure out here is, like, after 13 years, Android is finally getting its own iPhone. Why? Why is that a freaking headline? That's terrible.
Because
what they're hinting at is, what they're hinting is the rumor that they have in-house chip on it.
Oh, is that
because it's PhoneArena.com who gives you a pop-up once you start browsing to enable desktop notifications in Chrome. They tag the article with the Apple tagline for their tags because they've got iPhone in the name.
I don't think I've ever allowed a website to give me desktop notifications ever.
Yeah.
I haven't. Oh, Chris, you don't have VR, I don't think. What's worse is when you go on a website and a pop-up comes up saying this website wants to use your VR headset.
Yes, that's a fun thing.
And there's no reason for it to do that.
I would let Home Depot use my VR headset, but only so it can show me the skeleton. I tried like a couple of stores to try to find the Home Depot skeleton.
You're talking about the 10-foot skeleton, right?
12-foot, actually.
Oh, my apologies.
Doesn't your brother have one?
No, he's got Mr. Spooky Bones, who's only like 4 feet tall.
Is Skelly Dog your brother's?
No, Skelly Dog is mine.
Oh, okay.
He was on clearance and like $12 as opposed to $50. Skelly Dog is a good boy. I love him. Skelly Dog is wearing reindeer antlers because I forgot to undecorate him for Christmas, and also a unicorn costume because it was $2 and I thought it was cute.
Yeah, I bet that's the best $2. Well, you could get 2 McChickens or that.
Yeah, exactly. And I can't eat the unicorn costume.
Right.
I mean, I shouldn't eat the unicorn costume.
No, you should not. So, moving on to our next topic. This is what's the name of this company? Wrench, I assume, is how they're trying to pronounce it. It's a Canadian company, and they launched an AI pose estimation extension for NVIDIA Omniverse.
Ooh,
yeah.
Now, Jack, is this what you were playing with specifically, or is this something separate in terms of the facial reconstruction of words?
Yeah, that was that's unrelated to this, but it's all part of the NVIDIA Omniverse thing. I was actually looking at Wrench before they even did this announcement because I was looking for a way to rig 3D models without needing to rig them because that's hard and I hate doing animation and I'm bad at it.
Understandable.
And yeah, this is really neat. This is gonna let a lot of people who can't animate as long as they have a camera that could do this.
So if I'm just reading this correctly, it looks like it's just using a regular like camera for input and then just doing like real-time translations to a 3D model. Is that correct?
I'm not actually sure if it needs like a Intel RealSense or something like that camera, with like depth sensing and all that.
Say a mobile device's camera, so
well, yeah. I mean, if it's using
that
the iPad,
apply, though, yeah,
then it's using LiDAR.
Has that full suite of camera sensors.
Yeah.
And Omniverse, that's the NVIDIA offering for just the data center AI compute, correct?
No, it has it's everything. It's the universe. It's everything. It has there's Omniverse Create, which is fully path traced creation environment. There's the Machinima thing where you could put game assets in it and then animate them and do your own like Machinima business. There's the audio to face, which they mentioned in the article, which lets you do audio to face animation, which is really cool. It's the same thing that they made the NVIDIA Marbles demo in.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. So it's pretty much Alex, more of the stuff for computers guessing things.
Yeah,
it works. Which is neat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like this kind of development.
It works because media is disposable.
Also, the reason why I had to bring up what Jack was playing with, so he took my intro, I think from last week's episode, and he shoved it into this, and then you just have this mannequin with my voice, and it was really unsettling because the face was screwed up.
I also did
remove teeth.
The Duke Nukem one as well was pretty good.
Oh, Duke Nukem was great.
Deepfakes of Simmons are going to become a rampant thing all over the internet.
No, that's the problem, because like if it was my face with somebody else's voice, I feel like that would be less uncanny than my voice on a normal face.
Don't worry, Simmons. I have face blindness, so I wouldn't recognize it.
Well, Simmons, that's why I said you should get a lifelike VTuber avatar of yourself for your Twitch streams.
That'd be a way to do Simmons Orb.
Simmons, you have artist friends. Make them make you a VTuber.
Well, so without going into too much detail, so my VTuber buddies, they've commissioned other people. They basically make the model, or they make the reference material, and then they have a modeler and a rigger handle the rest for them.
You just have like Sim Orb and Sim Bloon to work with, but I feel like that's enough.
I honestly think Simmons Blue Orb would be the funniest one, because that could be just like chroma'd to whatever I want it to be at the moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I still have to work on that.
Have you guys ever tried to use one of those deepfake programs, Deepface Lab? You ever tried to use that?
I have not.
No.
I tried using it a little while ago just to like get an idea of it. It is astonishing the amount of work it takes to make even like a 10-second clip. Dude, it takes so much data, so much processing time. And not just that, but there's all these like little unique settings that you have to like adjust and change and all that. It's super complex.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say,
my brother tried to convince me to deepfake Ewan McGregor saying hello there over what's his face? Alec Guinness when he meets Darth Vader in A New Hope. Just for a funny bit that would be like 5 seconds, but I correctly decided that no, that's going to take way too much effort.
Well, as far as I can tell, the audio deepfakes are a little bit easier to deal with, because you can just like find just raw audio clips of the individual a lot easier and just shove it in and hope for the best. Versus,
Simmons. It's funny you bring that up, because that video of that GTA 5 realistic thing, that was entirely deepfake audio. 100%. You couldn't even tell.
All right. Interesting. No, but that's the thing, is like everything that I've learned about like the like video deepfakes that we see, where it's the exact same base audio, but it's just like, I don't know, like funny the room guy. What's his name? Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter. But just Tommy Wiseau. Yeah, people like deepfaking Tommy Wiseau's face onto various like I think I saw one where he was deepfaked into a scene in Pulp Fiction, and then you look into how much effort went into actually making that look clean, and you're like, I see now.
No, I've seen better ones of people putting Nicolas Cage's face on the body of a female adult actress.
Yes, I don't want to think about that anymore.
Well, I'm stuck with that now, so...
Yeah, that goes rent free in your head, doesn't it? Moving on to our next topic. So, crypto is the only news that anybody talks about anymore when it comes to tech stuff. And in this...
how's Doge doing?
Yeah, we'll check on that in a minute. But
Doge
from Twitter user...
46 cents earlier today. It's 50 now. All right.
Line go up, line go down. You can't explain that.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's one of those vintage memes.
So from Twitter post from Twitter user Confined Intel. Basically, there was a spoofed. What's the term called? Trojan horse that looked like MSI Afterburner and MSI RGB control. That it would basically do a scrape of your drive to look for crypto wallets, hijack them, and steal all the funds from it.
Ooh. That's like the most dangerous malware out there. I was looking at I'll see if I can find it up, but it was from some security firm where they talked about what the most popular or most detrimental sort of malware attacks are. Like the biggest ones are crypto miners, like under the hood crypto miners and stuff that steals wallets.
Well, no. I was going to say with those rogue crypto miners, usually what they're doing is just it's consuming your resources and sending it to some rogue wallet, essentially. Versus this, where it would just go onto your computer, find your wallets, and unload them. That was it.
No, that's pretty much it. That's like the they started doing this thing in Iran, where if they catch you using any kind of crypto miner, they charge you a fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're taking it real seriously now. It's like not a joke.
Oh, and speaking of other people taking crypto mining seriously, well, sort of. Elon Musk stated that Tesla is no longer accepting crypto as payment, and subsequently after this announcement, Bitcoin crashed from I think it was like $65,000 a Bitcoin at the time down to like 40,000 a Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
It was really funny, and then of course he also went on to SNL that one week and basically said that Doge was a pump and dump scheme.
No, I mean it tanked like as soon as the show started.
Oh yeah, it was really funny.
Yeah, I called it correctly. I'm up like $270 on Doge, which is very exciting.
Congratulations!
What are you gonna do with all that money?
God, I can
buy more Doge.
hire a hitman and give him my own address. God, I wish I could tell you my like multi-billion-dollar investment idea on stream, but I can't actually say that in public, which is too bad because it's really funny. Rick, I'm pretty sure I told you this. I hope I told you this. Anyway, moving on.
Well, that was the whole thing with all these people are trying to do stuff against crypto mining. Remember, like a little while ago when Nvidia announced that they would be fighting Ethereum mining by like blocking Ethereum, like new, I think it's the 3060 cards from mining it, but they wouldn't block any other ones.
No, they're doing something with like newer GPUs. I'm not sure if it's just firmware or if it's microcode or if it's like they're doing updated silicon or what. But
no, we talked about this, I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago, where
I probably wasn't on the podcast because I've got the big sad.
That's
yeah,
valid.
You weren't.
That's valid. Yeah. So basically, there's a dedicated 3060 that they're releasing, and the only difference, like visibly, is if you look at the die, there's a -K1 at the end of it, and that has the baked-in microcode that is supposed to detect mining.
So did they ever find a way around that? Is it even possible?
Well, with the original driver releases, the TLDR, since we already talked about this once, was they pushed out driver updates to block it, and then like a week and a half later, they inadvertently leaked a engineering driver.
Inadvertently. I bet it was, I don't know, it could have been on purpose.
The theory is that it actually was on purpose, but they basically had an engineering driver release of the 3060 driver where it just bypassed all of the restrictions that they baked into the driver. So because that was the other thing is several months ago or a couple months ago we talked about NVIDIA putting out their CMP GPUs, which were intended for mining, which we all agreed that it's just going to be e-waste and that they are nothing more than that. And then,
I mean, to be fair, that's most products that are made at this point, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's...
Ooh, my forestry industry is on fire. That's probably bad.
So yeah, that's all there is to really say about that.
Well, they're doing that for all their future cards as well. Like those new 3080s are coming out. The new 3080s and the new 3070s are going to have Ethereum limiters on them as well.
Are you surprised?
I mean, it's not going to do anything. Like, do they not know that mining pools exist? I don't know.
I was going to say, because that's the other issue is that there's so many ways to mine other currencies to make a profit anyway. It's
the most pointless thing. Like, I feel like there's one old dude at the head of NVIDIA's like product development. It's like, what's the biggest thing people are mining? Ethereum. We'll block that. That'll solve the problem.
Here's the thing. You don't understand why it's being implemented. It's not being implemented to stop Ethereum. It's being implemented to make it less appealing to use these particular GPUs because NVIDIA also has plans to release mining-specific GPUs, which they announced, I don't know, some time ago.
That was the CMP GPUs I was referring to before.
That was the CMP cards. So that's, chip shortage aside, that was the goal, which is, well, you're not going to be buying our bleeding-edge gaming GPUs because we're going to make it suck. So instead you have to buy this purpose-built thing. And that's what's gonna, that's what they hoped anyway, would solve the problem. It probably won't, but that's the goal. It's not to make people stop mining stuff. It's so they can profit off it better.
Yep. So moving on to something not crypto related. So Sony just recently announced that they're going to be adding Discord integration for all PlayStation platforms. And I thought this was funny because, God, I hate Discord.
Oh, yeah, it's bad.
I mean, I think it's really neat that they're adding this as just like baked in integration. I feel like the user experience is going to be absolutely miserable. Just knowing how miserable the experience is on my phone where I have direct interface with the client. And now you're going to be using a controller on the PlayStation side, you have the touchpad controllers, which might make it a little bit easier. I still feel like it's not going to be great to...
Oh, didn't they get rid of the touchpad on the PS5 controller?
Did they?
Yeah, I thought they did.
Oh, well, that sucks. So it's just going to be it's going to basically be the same experience of like trying to use a web browser on a PlayStation 3.
Yeah, it seems unpleasant.
Yeah.
I'm curious, like, it's Sony. Like, they've been pretty bad in the past of trying to lock down chat in their games and like, I don't know how they're going to handle it. If it's going to be better or worse than how Apple's trying to do it with Discord app on iOS.
Oh, right.
Like, are they going to have PlayStation Network safe Discord channels with extra moderators or something, or some minimum level of moderation for it to be applicable to be shown on the PlayStation Discord app?
Yeah, what's the deal with that? Are we going to lose Naughty Corner on like my phone?
I'm sorry, I don't think any of us are trying to use our Discord on PlayStation.
No. I mean Apple and iOS. Like, can I no longer
just use Safari?
No.
I'm not logging into the web app.
Shut up. No,
make not safe for work Naughty Corner safe for work, so they can't do anything.
Shut the fuck up.
No.
Yeah, let Andrew talk.
They've cancelled that. They're not doing that anymore.
Oh, okay then.
Oh wait, did they fully reel that back? When was that announced?
Before we actually spoke about it on the podcast a few weeks ago.
Oh, fine. Okay, so we're just really behind. That sounds about right.
Who cares?
Read. And then the last one. This was an article actually posted by Frick, so I'll let him take it away.
Oh yeah, which one? I posted a couple.
A flip phone.
Oh yeah. I wanted to talk about this. So I think in my personal opinion, I think the Motorola Razr was like one of the sickest phones of all time. And so Nokia announced they're going to be doing a new flip phone. It's called the 2720. It's going to be $80, right? Super sick. It's going to have 4G. You can get it on Verizon I think it's coming out in 2 days actually. And it looks like an old school classic phone from like 2003, dude. Like there's a little photo of, look at this guy. It's the cutest thing. It's so cute. It uses a T9 keyboard. Okay.
I love it.
So just a heads up, that's what you're going to be dealing with. No touchscreen, nothing like that. I'm buying this. We were talking about Nokia phones the other day. They've got this new one coming out for like $130 or something. It has like a 5,000 milliamp battery. And now they got this. Like, dude, I'm copping this. It's so much more satisfying to just flip open a phone to answer somebody than just like push on a screen.
I was going to say, Frick, I feel like the market for this, unfortunately, is like limited to you and then my grandparents.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't take calls on my phone. I use it to entertain myself while pooping.
You can play Snake.
Wow, cool.
The letters on the full
it's gonna get
T9 are
Tetris
too small for old people, so it's pure Gen X. Based.
Okay, so my only question with this is looking at this photo here, I clearly see a mouse cursor. Is this literally just like a superimposed screenshot, or is it actually going to be a mouse cursor for interacting with things?
Yeah, it looks like it's that little right in the middle. It's got a little mini touchpad for the nubbin, like the Blackberries had, the later Blackberries.
I mean, it's basically a feature phone.
The photo is by Verge photographist. By Verge photographer John Porter, so presumably he pulled up the Verge's Twitter page and is also logged in on it because it says following.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I guess that's an actual thing. Honestly, I don't think this has like a purpose. If this were something like, a BlackBerry, it's like a smartphone with a real keyboard. Yeah, I think that might have an ish. Or maybe one of those like candy bar phones with the slide out keyboard. Yeah, maybe you could get some sales, but like, I don't know who wants this.
Nostalgia is a hell of a drug.
No,
people will buy this.
They'll get you a sale, but the hype's going to die down rather quickly.
I was going to say this is just the makings of a modern day burner phone. That's it.
Hey, here's the thing, right? The market for this isn't us. The market for this is like people
like
that don't have need for like online capabilities or data. Like it's the feature phone market.
Frick, that's called a jitterbug. It's for old people. They can call their family in 911.
Is that one of those companies that has like those horrible commercials on TV where some lady falls down the stairs and you just hear screaming in agony?
No, you're thinking of Life Alert.
Okay,
that's literally a remote on that you wear around your chest.
Yeah.
I think that phone's going to be like the 3310 that they brought back, where there's a lot of hype around it and a lot of hype, and then it just died.
I don't think anyone's going to buy it. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of fire trucks trying to get somewhere.
Oh wait, okay. Here's the three features. Here are the three features that they list. Okay. Feature number 1, 1.3 inch screen. Feature number 2, 30 days of battery life.
Yeah.
Feature number 3, you can answer calls by flipping open the phone and end them by closing it.
So it's a flip phone. So no. I mean, frick, wasn't there a phone that was trying to be released last year, and it was basically a vertically folding smartphone with one of those flexible OLED screens that was probably really faulty and flimsy and susceptible to damage.
Oh yeah. There was actually.
Honestly, that's what if I'm going to get a flip phone, I kind of want something like that, but the technology just does not support that kind of functionality.
Well, here's the thing, right? I tried that new. I told you guys I was going to get that new Galaxy Note Z, the flip one.
Yeah.
And then I used it, and I'm like, "There's no way this thing's going to last. This hinge is going to last more than like 3 months. There's no way."
And how long did it last?
I ain't bad, dude. It was $2,000.
Oh, okay. You didn't actually.
I'm not buying that.
Frick, I'm looking forward to this phone because in living somewhere we have winter 6 months of the year, which means wearing thick gloves that don't work on touchscreens, being able to, actually use the controls on a phone is kind of appealing.
Axie, do you know what my solution to cold weather and using a phone is?
I can't stay inside like you all the time.
No, I was going to say fingerless gloves. And not just fingerless gloves, because sometimes it gets too cold, but regular gloves on top of the fingerless gloves. That way, when it does get too cold, you can just take off the top glove and your hand still stays relatively toasty.
I think you underestimate how cold it gets up here to the point where if you have a second set of gloves on, it's far enough away from your hands that it freezes in place in its shape, that you can't actually take it off until you go inside somewhere.
I was going to say,
well, I guess I'll just go fuck myself then.
The one thing the reason I wanted to get that Galaxy phone in the first place is because it looks like a Game Boy Advance SP.
Oh yeah. That's
doesn't it look like an SP?
Actually, Frick, you might have missed it last week. We I forget when I talked to Jack about this, but I want to see the basically the M1 internals in the SP clamshell case.
Oh yeah,
retro box.
Yeah.
And now just add on a 4G SIM card slot, and now you can also use it as a flip phone.
Chris, these are the gloves you're talking about.
$1,500.
No, Andrew, they're not the femboy gloves that I don't even need to tab to Discord to see.
All right.
They're not femboy gloves, they're anime gloves.
Close enough.
All right. So I think that's enough for our on-topic recording for this week, unless anybody has any last-minute input.
Yeah, I have some input.
Elon Musk is an idiot. He make my money go down.
Okay, thanks, Andrews.
Actually, Simmons, Foldathon.
Oh, Foldathon, yeah.
Is coming up next week, because by the time this goes out, I mean, by the time people hear it, it might be already Wednesday, so get ready for next Wednesday, the 27th, to join the Extreme Hardware Foldathon.
Shit.
I will post a link.
I hurt myself in the ankle. I'm sorry.
Cool.
Yeah, please post a link. Fold at home. Cure illnesses like hurting your ankle disease.
Yeah, fix Unicorn's brain by folding proteins.
Yeah.
Fix my brain. There are too many prions in there.
All right.
He's got mad cow. It's very sad.
All right. So
if anyone outfolds Simmons during the Foldathon, I will send them $1 via PayPal.
Wow. Okay.
I will mail you $1.
I was gonna say, just for that, you're still gonna be paying like 3 people because like a couple of our members actually have like folding farms.
And we also have the team competition that's being resurrected finally.
Yeah.
Actually making progress.
Nice.
Yeah. So so for all of our live listeners, stay tuned. We'll be going for an off-topic after show just stream after this. And for all of our recorded listeners, thank you very much for listening. You are more than welcome to join us on Sundays on twitch.tv/extremehw. And if not, stay tuned for next week's episode.
Okay, come back soon.
All right, that's our outro.
You fish.
Oh boy.
Bye-bye.
Au revoir.